Hello, this is Congressman Garamendi. We're once again giving you a weekly report on what Congress has done to you. And that's really the situation. Last week we were totally consumed with the Republicans trying to repeal the Affordable Care Act. Fortunately, because you and millions of Americans across this nation rose up and said, no way will we allow you to take away our health insurance. 24 million Americans would have lost their insurance, and a whopping tax break for the super wealthy, and also for the insurance company executives. $300 billion of tax relief for the insurance companies, and no limits on the kind of salaries that insurance companies executives could get. Think, for example, that the CEO of United Healthcare, $60 million salary last year. No way. Anyway, life goes on here, and the fight continues. This week, Congress is at it once again, sticking it to you. Just yesterday, the House of Representatives voted to repeal your privacy, allowing the internet companies, as they collect data on where you are Googling, what websites you're looking at, what products you're buying, all of that information they're collecting. And now, with the repeal of a regulation that the Obama administration put in, those internet companies are free to sell all the information they have about you to anybody out there. I mean, that is just a disaster for privacy. Now, I don't expect privacy. I'm a public figure, but I would think that you expect privacy. However, Republicans stuck it to you. It's going to pass the Senate, and it'll be on the president's desk before long, and never again will the FCC be able to write any regulation to protect your privacy. This is outrageous, but it's happening. One more thing that Americans ought to rise up and say, wait a minute, I want my privacy. Yes, I want to go on the internet. Yes, I want to search for this or that product. Or I want to read this or that book. But I don't want you to sell that information to anybody in the retail world. One other thing that's going on today is a repeal of the EPA's ability to do science on climate change. I mean, it's not just deniers. They are in the process of writing a piece of legislation that would prohibit the Environmental Protection Agency and other agencies to do any research on climate change. How stupid, how ignorant. We can't be ignorant in the face of climate change. We need to understand what it is. We need to understand sea level rise, the atmosphere. All of those things require science. And that is one additional thing. Oh, by the way, President Trump's budget cuts the National Institute of Health's budget for health research by $5.6 billion. So what about Zika? What about cancer? What about HIV/AIDS, heart disease, and right now, Alzheimer's? One of the largest reasons why Americans die now is Alzheimer's. No, we're not going to do more research on that, says the president. His values are absolutely backwards. So we need you. We need the American public to rise up and say, enough of this foolishness. So join us, be strong, be active, write those letters, make those phone calls. We've had an impact. We stopped them last week when they tried to repeal the Affordable Care Act, and here we go again. Oh, by the way, we think they're going to try once again to repeal it, maybe not directly, but indirectly through the regulatory process and by Secretary Price tweaking and eliminating all of the structure beneath the Affordable Care Act. Stay aware. Thank you. We'll come back next week. We'll talk about more things that Congress is doing to you.